to get good signal on your black and white television from the 20s.
Really?
Then why are you still stuck in the past, sitting on an unintelligent 1930s design toilet? That's right, 1930s design. What does your bathroom say about you? Don't get left behind. The future is now. Be smart. Be progressive. Get yourself a smart toilet seat or a complete toilet today at one of our 4 authorized hardware stores. General Hardware, Gibson's Building Supplies, Lane's Hardware, or Miners Hardware. For more information, you can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website, justwashit.vc.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time right now, Switchy, it is 8, quickly approaching 8:13, and we are back with you for another segment of our Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. In studio, it is Dianna Cain, Nicole Joseph Chin, and myself, Roleza Samuel, your hosts for today. All right, and just a reminder that this is our Talk to Us segment. We've moved it forward today, Friday. It is an open forum. So anything that you wish to discuss, you can do so by calling the number 457-9997. Reminder that we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can pose your questions to us there as well if you don't want to call directly, okay? All right, let me just ask Nicole. Nicole, what's happening in Trinidad recently, or what has been happening recently?
You have me doing eye rolls in all different directions.
Oh.
What has been happening in Trinidad and Tobago recently? Let me get to the core of some of the things. So, of course, there are all of the discussions around our national security, and particularly, of course, we had to talk about the stadiums and the use of the facilities for Carnival. So there's been a bit of a public outcry because there is seemingly that attempt from what folks are feeling to the sentiments around to restrict Carnival, because one of the events that is used for Carnival as well, the stadium, there's now been a new regulation where events have to finish at 10 p.m. I think it is. I have not seen the communication from artist Wendell Manwaran, but I understand, I haven't seen it yet, but I understand when Wendell Manwaran of Three Canal has actually made a commentary on it. And of course, his communication will be very clear, very concise. He's a cultural icon in my eyes. So I believe, and Three Canal has been very great around the dialogues, social dialogues in song. So I am anticipating that what he has to share will be something that forward to reading. I'm going to use my weekend to catch up on reading because I had some travel. And pretty much that's what I'm going to report on today or share today. And we've had a lot of rain, a lot of flooding over the last few days as well. And that to me also signals that we still have to talk about climate change and address some of the issues that are affecting us in the region. So that's been what I will share so far today. And it's Friday, as you said, so I know you're going to play some funky music. And I know it's that time of the week that you love the most.
I don't even know why, because it's still going to be a long weekend, but it's what it is, yes.
And good morning to both of you. Good morning, because you all didn't hear me when I say it early. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, SVG. Good morning to the diaspora and all our friends and loved ones listening far and wide. Bonjour.
Okay. All right. So remember that it is the open forum. Phone lines are open 457-9997. All right. So just to jumpstart things a little bit. So a week from now, exactly a week from now, We are all right. So many persons would be in celebratory mode. Some persons are not going to be in celebratory mode, right? Many persons, kind of think myself included, yeah, we're ready for this to wind down. All right, we are ready for this to wind down, and for our country to return to just some levels of not being so tense in a sense, right? Although I suppose the tension, it's not exactly totally as visible on the ground. Although I haven't really gone out that much, I haven't been outside that much, but I always like passing kittens on a Friday because it's a vibe, right? Persons in their yellow shirts and their red shirt, they might be on opposite side of the road, let's say blowing horns at each other, but it's a vibe, right? So that sort of sense of togetherness, even though persons may be on different political sides, I welcome that togetherness in the vein of things, right? But yes, next Friday we will know who exactly will be running our country, whether it's the ULP that is going to be retained or if the NDP is going to be taking up that position, right? But something that I've recognized and I'm noting on just generally, I have to ask the question. Okay, we could take the caller. That I finished after. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I would like to talk about something that Light Compton said. I don't know if it's yesterday. I remember if it was yesterday or what, but it was to do with, he said he would like to see the present PM contest, in quotes, dual citizenship. Okay? Yeah. Now, dual citizenship was drafted in 1979 by the then Prime Minister, Mr. Milton Cato. Yeah, Mr. Milton Cato had dual citizenship. He worked in the Canadian Army, yes, when they had the World War, so he drafted the citizenship. And then, because he had dual citizenship, he put in the clause that to accommodate him. You understand? It was drafted in that way to allow dual citizenship, like Cato, to serve as Prime Minister without legal issues. Okay? That is why they had the inclusion of the word Commonwealth in the Constitution. Okay, it was drafted, he was held by the British government, probably under their ruling at that time, and also the Attorney General at that time was Arthur Williams. So it's plain and straight, okay? And then what I get, and he still like to see it, but we need time for peace. You all are young, both of you are young, and life is young too. And if they want a history of St. Vincent, you can ask your parents, especially you, Miss Samuel, right? You have two parents you can ask. So when Dr. Ralph Gonsalves was in opposition, there was no peace. And we see there will be no peace. He was no sweet brother now, even in Parliament. There's no other politician walk out of Parliament like Ralph Gonsalves and behave like him at that time. I was very young, but I used to wonder why he behaved that way. So if life is looking for unrest after election, I won't like it. We need to be back at peace. And that is what I'm asking for.
Okay, let me ask.
It has to pray for some divine intervention.
Right. Okay, so
okay, have a good day.
Wait, you're gone. I'll ask you something.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, what exactly is your position on it? Do you think an elected member should have dual citizenship? What are your general thoughts on it?
Yeah, because it's a rule. It's a legal.
Yeah. Okay. So we know what stands currently, but do you think that it is right?
If I think it is right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be honest, listen, why I think it's a double right. The people then born here, Samuel, they have been sanctioned. You understand? That is double to it. Mm-hmm. If they weren't born in St. Vincent, maybe I would have given a different answer.
So you're saying that? So then you're saying that you're okay with it then?
Yeah, you could because people go overseas for betterment. Let me put it that way. If there's
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Like we have some American citizens, people from St. Vincent that had dual.
Right. Okay. So it was
Yeah, so you allow it.
yeah, but in what you just said though, it's not so much so life, myself, and others have expressed the opinion that we would like for it to be put to rest in terms of let it go through the legal process and let there be a determination, right? So it's not so much it's how you said something a while ago. It's not so much about what life wants, but I think as a country, we would like for this matter to be put to rest through the legal process and let the courts determine it.
But if the legal process legalize it, why you have to go through a legal process again?
No, but I mean, there are things in the Constitution that could be challenged. That's why we had a referendum so many years ago where there were things that we wanted to change. So this is just one of them.
It's being challenged, we go along with it.
Okay, yeah, okay. We have gone along with it for the past couple years, but it still does need to be put to rest, right?
Yes, and what is so comedy about it? This team, the same two person ran in 2020 election.
Right. So the timing, right? Timing is right. But we do need to have a resolution.
There will be no peace. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, that's the part we're not hoping for.
This man in opposition, there will be no peace, and he will contest it, and I hope he gets what he wants.
All right, caller. Have a good one. You too. Thanks. All right, so I suppose I learned something there. Okay, we could take the other. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Queens.
Could Nicole hear me now?
Yeah, she can.
Yeah, and Nicole don't come on too often, and I had this for a while. That's why I wanted to get to it since she's not on every day. So I'm asking her if she's a Beyonce fan.
I want to qualify something. I love music. I will not spend my money to go to Beyonce concert, and that should say to you I'm not a fan. If I get a free ticket, I might consider it, but it will have to include all expenses. But I'm not to say all of that is to say I am not a Beyonce fan. I wouldn't go out of my way. I like to sleep, so I would not lose a night to go to a Beyonce concert. Does that answer all of your questions?
No, the reason why I asked that, I know she was there in 2010. I was there at the Queen's Park Savannah. So when you were singing Beyonce song the other day, that reminded me of that. So I wanted to know if you were there.
Oh, I wasn't there. I was in Trinidad, but I did not attend. And I love her music. I do like music. So I'm a fan of pretty much many artists. But you see Stevie Wonder, I've gotten to see him 3 times. And if I get another chance, absolutely yes. But I hum her music, I'll listen. Because she does have good renditions. I love Rihanna, I love Riri. And she's Caribbean, so I love her even more. But I'm just a lover of music. I'm so glad you came. But what stood out for you when you came to Beyonce? Because I know there were so many different sentiments when she came to Trinidad back then.
Well, I've seen her a couple of times before. So it didn't really stand out to me, that particular one, because I've seen her many times.
Oh, lovely.
That one didn't really stand out. Marshall Montano opened up for her, Busy Signal, make a guest appearance. And I remember the tickets were $500 Trinidadian for 8 way in the back. You had a big screen that you had to watch from. Those people were very unhappy. And it was $1,000 Trinidadian for the VIP, which I was in. And then they had the VVIP, which is $1,600 Trinidadian, which would be the people like you, business people, government officials. They would have been in that part. And I remember there were long lines because the VIP section, you had, they gave you a little ticket. You could go and get your food, bacon, shark, etc. And there was some long lines. People said it was taking a whole hour to get up there. Takes a whole hour to get up there. And people were missing the show. And next day on the radio, I-95.5 FM, people were very criticizing because and they said they lose money. Brian Lara and Dwight York were the promoters of it. It cost $21 million Trinidad. They said they lose money. B-Mobile was the sponsor. And I remember they had some vans, B-Mobile vans, some maxi vans. We park our cars at Queen's Park Oval. And that van took us over there to the back and forth shuttle bus.
Okay.
And I remember Bungie Garland outside, Bungie Garland and Cain. They didn't perform, but they were outside. And a cousin of mine was trying to get a picture with them because there were many people, other people trying to get a picture with them also.
All right. So that's an SNC question you had for Nicole?
So I have a question back for you.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Thank you. And I have don't go yet. I have another question for you.
Oh, what's up? Go ahead.
My question for you is, I hear you talking about all the other iconic people because you talked about Beyonce, but then I heard you talk about Brian Lara, Machel Montano, Bungie and Cain, and Busy Signal. So it's also nice that you acknowledge that we have Caribbean icons that you knew were present in that time. And I also want to assure you this. That was a cheap ticket by today's standards because not even an all-inclusive fete is $500 TT. And so I only participate and support the ones that I know are true fundraisers that go back to the schools for their school development and stuff. But thanks for coming and come back again.
10 years ago, so prices would have to be cheaper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one, Queens.
So have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care, Queens. Bye-bye.
All right. So it is Talk to Us open forum, okay?
Roleza,
yes,
we talking now. Talk to me.
Yes.
Who are some of your favorite musicians? We talking until the phone rings. Give me a quick one. I don't know. Give me a quick one.
I do love Beyonce as well. I have a lot of favorites, that's the problem. I do love Beyonce. I do love Beanie Man, Cattle. Yeah, those are just a few, I suppose. It's a few.
What about you, Dianna?
I like Roleza. I have a lot of favorites as well. I would just have to pull some from across the different genres, but off the top of my head right away, I'm thinking about Chronix, Janine, Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, soca artists, Wetty Beats, who's gonna be here tomorrow? NDP is bringing Wetty Beats, release.
These lovely free concerts. Yes. These free concerts, so you're lucky,
But okay, so Massacre is coming on the weekend Sunday,
but and Cranium tomorrow too. Yes.
Oh, okay. Cranium is NDP.
Yes, with Wetty.
Well, look at all I better come for some of them free concerts. But no, who I really love, I love Mr. Vegas. When I tell all you, I love Mr. Vegas. I like Beanie.
Back in the day.
Oh, and my soca artists, I love Skinny. I love Problem Child. I love me some Lyrical. I love Bunchy. I love Lyrical. I like Nadia Batson, and I like her for many reasons. I like Heather Headley, and I like her for many reasons. They both went to the same school I attended. What else? Who else? I love Stevie Wonder. Listen to me, I've gotten to see him 3 times. And that just makes me so excited. I love Diana Ross. I've seen her a few times. I love the iconic ones. I love jazz. So I love all the great jazz.
As you said that, who I forgot to mention, how could I forget Miss Nina Simone? One of my absolute
Oh yes.
Yes.
Do you know she spent a lot of time in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, I did not.
Yes, she did. Yes, and I have a dear friend who knows her inside out. And she's like, when Nina was here, I'm like, oh God, I so wanted to meet that moment, But there's Chris Botti, who is a famous jazz musician. He has a Christmas night concert in New York every year. Christmas night, and I've been to 2. And listen, it is marvelous. It is magical. But yes, I like all kind of music.
Yeah. I think one of the disappointing things though is like for us, because unless we travel or unless we go to maybe one of the other islands that have like a Creole festival or so forth, as Vincentians, we end up missing out on a lot of the live performances of some of these acts because it's going to cost way too much to bring them here and then to have to price these tickets and persons being able to afford to go and so forth. So we kind of do miss out on a lot of the international acts. I know Trinidad is a little different. Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. Maybe I don't want to name out all Dominica. They tend to have these Creole festivals, etc. So you see a lot more the international acts, but we don't get to hear. Yeah.
And I love on the topic of international acts, but Caribbean origin. I love Casal. And I've seen them a million times at
I
the
didn't
St.
even
Lucia
realize
Jazz
that they were
Festival.
still performing until the other day.
They're
Yeah.
still performing, and they're so authentic, and you just feel them. And there's another French band out of Martinique called Malavoie. They do like crossover jazz, European, Caribbean, French kind of music. And Malavoie is amazing. And I saw them when I was about 16, and I got autographs from Chip and Tony. And these things just excite me because I do love music. And so, we can just learn so much from each other through cultural expressions, And just now earlier when you were talking about, how everybody actually expresses their love for their parties, even though it looks like rivalry when they're blowing their horns and making their music. You were explaining that earlier. And I remember that line in Trinity to the Bone. And David Rudder says, how we vote is not how we party.
True.
And it is true, eh? You start music and people forget. People always forget what they were doing.
But this is also why the rallies have so much music, even in the speeches, because when you see the speeches being delivered at the podium by the candidates, it's interjected with music. So let's say the politician or the candidate drops a particular line, and then the DJ finds a tract or a line or whatever to sort of support and back it up, because you really and truly can't go to a political rally and just sit down and listen to just set of speeches. So music has to be intertwined and interspersed into the rallies. And I mean, it's who was I speaking with? We're talking about all of these acts and so forth coming for the rallies. And I'm saying, this is the year when it comes to election year, this is when the electorate are the happiest, I believe, right? Because even in the case of the rallies themselves, you have these big name artists that you are going to get to see for free. So many persons, they really don't care if they are necessarily targeted or given an association or a stamp being put on them. Oh, you are NDP because they're going to Cranium tomorrow. Come Sunday, they are going to be ULP because they're going to watch Massacre, So, so persons,
so you can look out for a free concert every 5 years. So you can look out for a free concert every 5 years.
You can
with world-class acts.
Correct. So
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this is when the electorate. I mean, apart from let's say the rallies and the events and so forth happening, but communities, you get so much things being done that you haven't seen done for the last 4.5 years. So the electorate are the happiest during that election year in particular, especially leading up to the day of elections. They're the happiest.
I don't know if you ever saw a clip from Trinidad. I think it might have been filmed in Tobago during the election campaigning of 2020 during the lockdown. There was this man who was dancing, and he had a glass in his hand. And he was so entranced in the music, but the drink never spilled. And you should see, he was almost like back on his, I don't know, I mean, I can't describe it. I'll find it and send it to you. But again, music, what music does to humanity should really be a scientific study. And I know it has been. But what Caribbean music does to humanity should also fall into a new category of scientific study. Seriously.
Yeah. But I do think, so we'd end shortly, but I do think that for many of us here in the Caribbean, I think we need to be more exposed to different genre of music. I think I think we are too streamlined in terms of what it is that we tend to hear. And the reason why I'm saying this is that I knew when I was growing up, like I was exposed to different genres, right? Maybe because of the station or stations that I was listening to at the time. But I find for our young people growing up, like if they hear alternative music, I remember looking at something the other day, and alternative music, it was like a song clash kind of thing. And the DJ started to play some alternative music. And on the live, somebody was like, a young person, this is white people music. Why is he playing white people music? Right?
Well, I want to give you a joke. As a child growing up, this is funny, you don't laugh at me. But as a child growing up, on my way to school every morning, my father played classics. And then before I got close to school, I listened to Handel's Messiah. So for the entire Handel's Messiah, I can recite that entire, all of the songs as almost in by rote now, because I grew up and I was raised listening to all genres of music. But on a morning for school, Handel's Messiah was part of that repertoire. So I hear what you're saying about young people getting exposed. But again, sometimes they hear songs on TikTok and they come up with these rips that they do or whatever they call it. And it's an old song, but then don't know it's an old song. They don't know it's a song that was played way before they were born.
Young people like Dianna falls strictly into that category.
Only for some songs. I know many old songs.
I was humming a song once, and my nephew said to me, Auntie Nicole, how you know that song? I was like, how you know that song? But again, it's samples, and so many samples have come back to entertain us and engage us. But then it haunts us because we know what we know, but the youth don't understand. So it's really something that they have to be exposed to. And where do we start? I always say that I had to start at home or in a classroom. So either way.
I always remember my niece when I did a stint at a different radio station on a Sunday afternoon. So it would be like different types of music, from more modern to old classics. And she's like, I was playing those old people music. But when I go home, she's singing the songs. But so that is how she got exposed to, different genres, etc., and the songs through the ages. So so we're gonna take this up we would have to I think we'd expand a bit more on this, because there is something that has been troubling me for a bit when it comes to AI, but we'd probably leave it till after elections when it comes to music in particular. So
Roleza and Dianna, if you come to my house on a Sunday after I come back from all my morning duties, you will be actually entertained by Gershwin.
Okay.
No problem.
That's my favorite Sunday jam, Gershwin.
Well, for me, Sunday afternoons is Sunday classics. WEFM Sunday classics, because it's like you get country and love songs, the old songs that you're not going to be hearing at any other time during the week. So yeah. All right. Okay. So morning, Kamal Archibald of Sunday Classics fame. All right. So we're going to head on out of this segment and be back with more Activated Mornings here on WEFM.